Share a little bit of why I'm running for our town council. Also, I want to say to the Brockington family, I do send my condolences to you, and also the Militant family. I'm definitely praying for you. My name is Jeremiah Jackson, as you all know. I'm running for the town council here in Andrews. I believe if you see something wrong, you should be a problem solver and help fix what's going on. So that's why I'm running. I see the problem that we have, some of the problems that we have. I don't have all answers, but I do have some, and I want to bring some up to you that I'll be petitioning and working on if I'm elected as a writing candidate for Andrews. One is to help revitalize the downtown in Andrews, give it an uplift. I believe it's needed when you have people who are driving through who are saying, why does the town look like this? Is like an insult on people who's in leadership. So I don't want that to be said, and I want to help to make things move forward as the revitalization here in Andrews. You can go to a website. There's a lot of resources out there that we can utilize to make Andrews better. One of the resources is U.S. Agriculture Library, and what it does is have the listings of all of the different things that make a town run. Like one is the revitalization of the town of Andrews, where they have grants and funding out there to where we can help uplift the town of Andrews and make it look good again and look pleasing to look to. When you go to our neighboring counties or towns, when you go to Mount Pleasant or you go to the beach, it's more pleasing. You feel like you get happy when you get over there. You get happy. You start playing different music when you get on that side of the town. I feel like you can have that same thing here. So I really want to help with that. Another thing I'm very concerned about is the economic development here in Andrews. Our biggest resource is water. So why not partner up with different plants that use a lot of water to create revenue for the town? If you know, I want you to notice, if you look on your map, South Carolina is the fastest growing state, and also we have different things that are around in Andrews that are fast growing, like Charleston, like the Myrtle Beach. Charleston have been the #1 tourist attraction for the last 3 to 5 years, and it's projected to be in 2060 to be the fastest growing. They're looking at 1 million people will be moving as residents in the town of Charleston. So what you have to look at is, if it's growing there, and we're only about an hour 15, hour 30 away from there. Also Myrtle Beach, which is growing and it's trickling over into Georgetown. The next place it could come to, I think it will come to, is Andrews. But we have to have the proper people in place to make sure that when these industries or residents want to come to Andrews, there's a pleasing place to come to. But that's where I want to come in and help at as much as I can too, because I see basically the purpose of a council is to help set policies for the future of the town. And if I see that, other people who's in leadership should be talking on that level as well, preparing the town for what's coming our way. Another thing is the infrastructure. We can't expect big industries to come to our town if the infrastructure is not correct. So I want to help with the infrastructure. We can't just I know the pipes are old, so then there are grants. The website I was telling you about, there's grants for that to help put down new pipes, so we can have the proper water running through our systems, and where we're not having a lot of busted pipes. Because if businesses see that, they won't come, and it's not opportunities for our kids to come. Because a lot of times our kids are leaving because of the lack of opportunity. And if we can rebuild and help the economic development of our town, our kids can stay. And they don't have to leave and go somewhere else. And whenever our older folks have passed away, who's looking after the land? Now somebody else gets the land. So we have to think on that level, because it's who owns the most land, who runs everything. So what we have to think is, we have to think on that level and say, hey, we have to get our kids to stay here, but we have to create opportunities for them. We have to compete with other countries, not other countries, but other cities. You have to look at, you have Charleston is growing. You have Orangeburg that is growing. You have Columbia that is growing, Greenville. All of our great talent is leaving to go those places. Where if we create and make Andrews a better place, we have great opportunity. Our kids and our great talents can stay right here, and we can flourish together. That we can keep that home knit to connection that we have here in Andrews, and I believe it's possible. Also, I'm concerned about the safety here in Andrews. I know there is a lack of police force. I understand that, but I believe if we see a problem, we should get involved and help with it. So I am launching a neighborhood crime watch for our town. I think it's very important that we know what's going on. If you see something, you say something. And I'm asking for volunteers for that as well, to make sure that we are safe, because people are scared now. When I go out and they say, well, we have nobody patrolling, we have no one watching over us. And then we say, let's defund the police. That is not good for us, because we see this is almost looking like the purge if things keep going in the way it's going. So I'm very concerned about our safety, and I believe if we start putting cameras, if we start putting in different things to deter certain crime actions and stuff like that, it would be better for us, and we'll feel more safe in our town. Another thing I'm very concerned about is EMS leaving our town. That is very, when I got the news, I was advocating for it as well to get it back, but it looks like it's not going to come back. But there's a plan of action. There's proven stories where there have been EMS leaving out of towns before, and what you can do is get volunteers from the town, get them certified. I've been talking, it is a certified company in Somerville that is willing to train anybody that we want to send out to get trained. And also what we do is we partner up with different counties or towns and say, hey, can you guys donate one of your EMS service trucks to us? To where the people that were being certified, they're certified, and also we got a vehicle to transport people back and forth to the hospital, and it doesn't take us an hour for the EMS to get to us. I think that's very big. That's a very big issue, because if you look at it, to no offense, we have a lot of older people who live in Andrews, and if you don't have an EMS, who takes action whenever something goes wrong? Who takes action? So we don't start working on these things now. It could be at my doorstep, your doorstep, where one of our family members are in trouble, and we need somebody to take action quick.
That's right.
And we can't wait. So those are some of the things that I really want to push and see done in Andrews, because I believe there's still hope alive. I know what we see now won't be always. So I am very hopeful and very, I see the stars here for Andrews if we just put the right people in place.
All right.
This is my last point, and I promise you, that's it for me. I promise you. I'm very concerned about the next generation. I am a young man myself, and I believe if we don't take hold and grab our young people, the streets will do it for us. So we have to start very early, and I've been talking with our superintendent, Mr. Price, and also Mr. Bill, on starting a mentor program at our schools. I think it would be very important that we point out, the Bible says kids are like arrows in the quiver. And it's our job to point them in the right direction in which they should go. I believe if we get enough volunteers to help out with the women and men mentorship programs at the schools, it would be better for our kids. Because we don't want to see our kids 6 feet under. We don't want to see our kids in jail. Because we know what we're up against, a society that we're up against, for our color. There is projected that our color go to prison more often than other counterparts. A lot of people don't want to hear it, but it's the truth.
It is the truth.
It's the truth. So I'm very concerned about our youth. Also, I've been partnering up with the Boys to Men. They did a wonderful job over there in Charleston. I was at the conference. I think it's much needed for this area, where we make it an annual thing, a Boys to Men, where you bring in great actors and people of great profession to come in and talk with our young boys, and you just sit down and mentor them and take time out with them and help them get a plan and help them say, hey, this is, if you can't go to school for 4 years, you got a trade you can do. if you know, it's different options that you can go to instead of going to the streets. It's other ways to make money. I'm a day trader. I do day trading, but I also work a trade job. So it's different ways that our kids can be brought up to make money and income. And I believe if we help and mold our kids' minds early, the sky's the limit for them. Where we can have doctors, senators, lawyers, business owners, that it can start right here in Andrews. It can start right here. I believe it's possible to make that happen. So I am asking on November 7th that if you want any action, if you want things to get done around here, you looking at the man to get the job done. So vote, if you want action, vote Jackson on November 7th. I'm going to write in, you have to write me in. If you don't know how to spell my name, I got you. If you go to the Bible, my name is right there. And then if you want to spell Jackson, everybody know Michael Jackson. So just put the two together, Jeremiah and Jackson. Thank you guys so much for lending me your ears. Pray for me. I am here to serve you. If I'm